There is the next semi-final. Barksdale of the United States of America in lane 1. Kojukaru of Romania in 2. Christine Slide in 3. Filikova of Czechoslovakia in 4. Then Helen Fiedler, Petra Krug, Elmuta, and the reigning world record holder Anna Ambrosine of the Soviet Union right on the outside. Winner of the recent Spartakiada. She was the girl who finished 4th in Athens, but she's improved a great deal since then. And she's running well with the girl just inside. In fact, that's Petra Krug in lane 6 that we see, who's overtaken Elmuta of Morocco and is now up with the Soviet girl. On the inside, Barksdale of the United States is running well, the 22-year-old from the University of Tennessee, but coming off the bend, East Germany's Ellen Fiedler and Petra Krug are running well. Both the girls in blue and white, and on the outside, Ambrosine, the world record holder, aiming to do just enough to qualify. And it looks as though the American girl will be 4th, so they've got 2 East Germans. Oh no, the Russian girl runs to the line first, then East Germany 2nd and 3rd, and right on the line, Barksdale of the United States of America was robbed of a place by the fine finishing speed of Kojukaru of Romania. The Balkan champion finishes 4th. The American girl is run out of it. The winning time 55.18 for Ambrosine, the world record holder, who goes through to the final. There's a composed picture of 3 Americans who line up in the final of the 400 meters hurdles. A quiet prayer, they're very close friends. This features the great Ed Moses, that's Andre Phillips, but Ed Moses is expected to take his run of victories to 90. He's been unbeaten in this event since 1977. It's Karloff of the Soviet Union, Moses in 2, Diabar of Senegal in 3, David Lee of the United States in 4, Sparek of Poland in 5, Phillips of USA in 6, Harold Schmidt, the very good West German in lane 7 with the band across his chest is going well, and Nylander in 8. But all eyes are on this man, the Olympic champion of 1976, the World Cup champion of 77, 79 and 1981, a PhD in maths and physics. He really is a magnificent sprinter, hurdler that has dominated this event and made it his own. And he comes off the bend so much the better. The rest are just trailing in his wake. The Americans look as though they're coming up for medals, but Harold Schmidt is closed into 2nd place and is running for the silver. Look at the gap as Ed Moses takes the line in 47.48, and the other 2 Americans are run out of it because, in fact, Harold Schmidt of West Germany got up into 2nd place, and I think it was Karloff in lane 1 of the Soviet Union that made 3rd, and he's got a lot of running to do, but watch his fine sprint for the line. And I think you'll find that Nylander comes up as well. Now that's a massive margin of victory in a World Championship final. And that's 90 races without defeat to the American Ed Moses. And he becomes the first world champion who is also an Olympic champion. No man has dominated an event more than this in modern times. Great Herb Elliott did at 1,500 meters and a mile, but this is the modern genius of his event. Ed Moses, his time 47.50. That's the 3rd fastest time this event has ever been run in, and only Harold Schmidt and himself have ever run faster. Now for the semi-finals of the women's 400 meters. 2 of these, of course, the first 4 will go through. Stamanova of Bulgaria in lane 1, Deneen Howard of the United States in 2, only 18 years. Crooks of Canada in 3, Kratoch Vilova, the favourite, who goes in 2 events, Rubsam of the German Democratic Republic, Gabi Busman of West Germany, Baskakova of the Soviet Union, and Forgash of Hungary. And they're calling for Kratoch Vilova. She's the world record holder at 800 meters, and she's choosing to go in both events. This very powerful Czechoslovakian girl, who's in lane 4 now. She's 32 years of age. She broke the world record for 800 meters only 2 weeks ago, and here she is doubling up in the 400 meters, and she's got Baskakova outside of the Soviet Union, but even so, she's coming off looking strong, running away from Dagmar Rubsam of East Germany, and she's opened up a gap, and she's going to make the final comfortably. Running for the line is Gabi Busman of West Germany with the Russian girl Baskakova, And oh, it's Gabi Bussmann of West Germany that just gets to the line ahead of the Soviet girl, Baskakova. And in fourth place, it was Dagmar Rubsan. This is the girl who's run the second fastest 400 meters of all time. The fastest stands to Marita Koch, but she has chosen in these championships to run in the 100 meters and the 200 meters. Here's the second semi-final. Marita Payne of Canada, Rose Bryant of USA, Katiana Alieva of Bulgaria, Sabine Bush of German Democratic Republic in 4, Kochimbova, another very good Czech, in 5, Misho Scott of Great Britain in 6, Pinigina of the Soviet Union in lane 7, and Molly Killenbeck of Canada right on the outside, the Jamaican-born Canadian girl. Rosalie Bryant in lane 2, making up ground. There's the East German girl, Sabine Bush. Outside her, the 21-year-old Czechoslovakian girl in the all-white strip in lane 5, Tatiana Kochimbova, running fluently and well. Rosie Bryant is running well, and coming into the picture now, Maria Piningini in lane 7. The Soviet Union, a winner of the Spartakiad, and she's coming up well. It's Piningina of the Soviet Union coming away from the rest of the field. Kochimbova, the Czechoslovakian girl, is 2nd. Marita Payne of Canada is 3rd, and Rosie Bryant is 4th. 50.07, so it's going to be a tremendous final when Piningina meets up with the 2 Czechoslovakian girls, Kratochvilova and Kochimbova there. Canada and USA finding a place in the final. The 400 meters semi-final for men. This has Weppler of West Germany, Darren Clark, only 17, an Australian who's a world age best for 17 for this distance. Todd Bennett of Great Britain, Jan Tomko of Czechoslovakia. Mike Franks, probably the favourite from the United States, only 19 in lane 5. Hartmut Weber, the German champion, is in lane 6. Mike Paul of Trinidad in the red is in lane 7. And another brilliant teenager, Thomas Schönlieber of the German Democratic Republic, in lane 8. Now that's the Czechoslovakian we can see, Tomko, and he's closed on Mike Franks, the big American, and that's surprising. That really is surprising. And he's still going well, but the American now beginning to pull away. Schönlieber right on the outside has left a lot of work to do. Mike Paul is still ahead of him, and Hartmut Weber of West Germany with the band across his chest, he too. But it's the 4 on the left-hand side that are coming away. Tomko of Czechoslovakia is dropping back. It's Franks of America that gets to the line first, from Hartmut Weber, and then Schönlieber and Mike Paul. No place in that final for the young Australian, but they are fast times indeed. 45.44 for Mike Franks. The Americans always very strong at this event. The Americans still have more to come because their champion is drawn in lane 1 in the next semi-final, Sunder Nix. He's drawn next to the Olympic champion, Victor Markin of the Soviet Union, then Souza of Brazil, Kayezwa of Uganda, the favourite Burt Cameron from Jamaica, Phil Brown of Great Britain in lane 6, Skamral of the Federal Republic of Germany, the European record holder, in lane 7, and Doug Hines of Canada in lane 8. Watch the marvellous running of Burt Cameron in lane 5, in the yellow and green of Jamaica. At the University of Texas at El Paso, American-based, he's run right past Phil Brown of Great Britain. He's chasing Erwin Skamral now of West Germany in white and red. Coming up fast is Sunder Nix on the inside, but look at the Olympic champion in lane 2, Victor Markin for the Soviet Union. No place in him for this, and he's got an awful lot of running to do if he's going to make the first 4. Sunder Nix is getting away from him. Cameron in the middle is running well, and Souza of Brazil is going to be up there on the line. And what a photograph for the 4th place. There's no doubt about the first 3. Cameron of Jamaica, Skamral of West Germany, then Souza of Brazil. But there, the computer shows that sharing the same time, Sunder Nix has the nod over Victor Markin, and the Olympic champion goes out.